Nikkie Tutorials fans called out Too Faced for showing their true colors after watching Shane's docuseries. Before I get into the tea, I just want to put out a disclaimer. Please do not send any hate to Nikkie Tutorials, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, Too Faced, or anyone else involved in this story. This video is simply meant to report on the news and give some insight on the situation. In order to understand what's happening now, we need to go back in time. In 2015, beauty YouTuber Nikkie Tutorials went viral for her The Power of Makeup video. In March 2016, Too Faced's co-founder and chief creative officer Jerrod Blandino teased an upcoming collaboration between Too Faced and Nikkie. Later that year, the palette, named The Power of Makeup after the viral video, was released and sold for $56. It included a highlighter, bronzer, mascara, liquid eyeliner, eye primer, glamour dust, eyeshadows, and blushes. While beauty YouTubers gave the palette positive reviews, many fans who purchased the palette were disappointed with the quality. After I spent my hard-earned money on that Nikkie Tutorials Too Faced collab and it was such quality, I just never looked at the brand the same. I returned this. The shadows were patchy, the blushes sheer, and there was nothing particularly unique about it, even if it had been half decent. Honestly, the worst Too Faced palette I've ever seen. Absolutely terrible. What a gimmick. I swatched it in the store. Saddens me that Nikkie obviously lied in the video she did with all the swatches. Nikkie and Too Faced remained silent about the criticism at the time. Fast forward to 2017. Jeffree called out Jerrod Blandino for throwing shade at Tarte Cosmetics' unicorn collection. When someone's ego is so big, they think they invented unicorn makeup. Okay, Too Faced, you can't fool anyone. What about Lime Crime? He later said he was so disappointed and done supporting people like Jerrod before bringing up Too Faced contract with Nikkie. Hey Jerrod Blandino, should I expose how shady you were with Nikkie Tutorials contract? Or maybe save that for another day? If you guys knew the real truth behind Nikkie's Too Faced palette contract, you'd cry for her. But I'll let her tell you one day. Jerrod Blandino, you guys took advantage of an innocent girl and gave her almost nothing. How the do you sleep at night? The truth always comes out. A Too Faced employee leaked me the Nikkie Tutorials contract. I'll only post it if Nikkie says it's okay. On April 22nd, 2017, drama YouTuber Sanders Kennedy said that, according to a very reliable source, Nikkie Tutorials only made $50,000 from the Too Faced collab. Jeffree tweeted out a link to the video, saying it told the truth about what happened. After Too Faced received backlash, Jerrod's sister Lisa Blandino sent angry messages to some of Jeffree's fans. Actually, you can't buy Too Faced. You're no longer ever in life allowed to ever even look at a precious piece of Too Faced. And if I ever see a piece in your clammy hands, I will smack it out so hard it'll fly for miles. Now get off here and go play with your Revlon. Back up before you get bitten. You need to pray for Jeffree. According to Allure, Too Faced allegedly made $10 million from the collaboration. Meanwhile, Nikkie only made $50,000, which is less than 1%. Nikkie still remained silent on the issue until now. On October 4th, Shane released the second episode of his latest series on the beauty community. It shows him and Jeffree having their first meeting about their palette collaboration, which led to them discussing what happened between Nikkie and Too Faced. Jeffree shared how typical palette collaborations work.
So like a normal collaboration would be probably like 20% on a very fair end. So it's like if you're involved, I think it definitely would be 25 or 30. I think that would be like really fair. And we would ask you to put up no money. So you're just, it's all profit. In your first launch, you could come home with like 5 million. That's like a guesstimate.
He said he's seen YouTubers and other influencers take dirt because they didn't know what was fair at the time, such as Nikkie.
But she accepted a deal where they gave her a flat fee of $50,000, and that was it. She made no money from the palettes. The brand went on to sell over $10 million of product, and probably more than that. And she got just a little flat fee and some dirt, no residuals, nothing. And she didn't know. When she told me, I was so horrified.
On October 6th, Nikkie publicly shared her side of the story for the first time. I signed my contract with Too Faced back then because I was naive and didn't know better. At the end of the day, I signed it. It's my own fault. But what I'll never forgive is that, allegedly, they changed the palette's quality behind my back. thousands of negative reviews, and I was clueless. I had to see all these negative reviews, while the palettes I had were outstanding. They lying in their videos to get views is what I was told. I don't care about the money, but I had to fight years to prove my authenticity and gain your trust again. Now, this situation is in the past. It was the biggest lesson I ever had to learn, but I'm glad it brought me so much knowledge. I am thankful to Ofra Cosmetics for showing me how it should be done. Glow babies, the future is bright. I have exciting things happening soon. And to any newer influencers about to get a collab, get a lawyer and triple check that. Hashtag lesson of the decade. Fans were shocked to hear what happened. They just as well had the responsibility to cut you a fair deal. This is a huge company. Well, maybe not anymore. They know the numbers. They took advantage of your name and then produced a crappy product without you knowing? Shameful. They are literally two-faced. It's disgusting. You deserve more. I will never buy anything from Too Faced Cosmetics again. I guess they took their name too seriously. They also thanked Nikkie for speaking out. It's really important that people like you speak out about these things so that others can be aware. I can't imagine how upsetting it must have been to lose people's trust over a situation that you didn't have any control over. It's understandable you signed the deal. At the time, collabs like this were a new thing, and it sounded great to you. You were young and naive. Too Faced banked on it. It's one thing to take responsibility for having signed a contract without knowing you had more worth. It's another thing to knowingly take advantage of a young influencer and use them to make money. It is their fault. They knew better. That seems to be the end of the situation for now. So, what's the big issue? This isn't the first time that we've heard about top YouTube stars being taken advantage of by major brands. In November 2018, Shane and his fiancée, Ryland Adams, posted a video called Exposing a YouTube Company. They shared Ryland's experience working as a producer and host at Clever, a YouTube channel that covers pop culture, entertainment, and celebrity news.
They just weren't letting me progress like they were letting everyone else progress. And I was like, well, I can't let you just hold me back forever. And I branched out on my own, and then it did work, but in that, for them not to sue me, I had to sign an agreement that I would be partnering with their MCN, which is a multi-channel network.
Multi-channel networks affiliate with YouTube channels to offer audience development, content programming, creator collaborations, digital rights management, monetization, and/or sales. Ryland revealed that Clever's parent company, Defy Media, shut down and withheld his and other YouTubers' checks.
They literally stole my money because I should have gotten my check 3 days before they folded as a company, but instead they chose to not pay us out and then flop so that all the YouTubers that are under them, all their money could go towards their debt as a company.
Allegedly.
In a public statement, Defy said they shut down due to market conditions that got in the way of them completing their mission. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Defy received $70 million in funding from Wellington Management Company and represented around 50 YouTubers. Defy was entitled to taking a 10% cut of the advertising revenue the YouTubers received. Shane said YouTube star Lily Marston, who he described as the face of Clever, was likely getting paid the same amount of money as him when he worked at Jenny Craig.
She was getting paid probably like 1/100th of what the channel was making. To put it in perspective, she was getting paid what I got paid at Jenny Craig. And she's on a channel that's getting 100 million views a month. And she's like editing the videos and doing all these things.
He highlighted that companies like Defy find YouTubers, make them work hard, pay them nothing, and aren't honest about how much they're making. Ryland and Shane warned YouTubers to be careful when working with multi-channel networks and to avoid them if they're not bringing in extra money or opportunities.
If you're a YouTuber, you're starting a channel and, you know, maybe you just started a channel and you're all excited because you just got a bunch of emails from different networks like, hey, we love your channel, like, wanna be with us? Like, we have all these big YouTubers. Don't do it, because honestly, they really don't really do anything. It's just kind of, in 2018, it's kind of pointless, keeping it real.
In August 2018, James Charles tweeted that he read an article about YouTubers' net worths and couldn't help but laugh at how low the estimates were. Traditional media stays ignorant to the fact that most of us run empires and have better engagement than traditional media celebrities, but keep making these lists, lol. One person warned him that he was going to get hate for bragging about being rich. In response, James highlighted the issue of some YouTubers being underpaid. Ha 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 ha. It's just sad that YouTubers are constantly undermined and underappreciated and underpaid because we're not titled as celebrities, which is fine, but share all of the exact same qualifications as celebrities. Some people disagreed with James's claims and made jokes about his qualification. Qualifications? Sis, what degree do you have though? Bachelor of Tea? Yeah, I don't think celebrity is quite the right term. Try working 50 hours a week and still living paycheck to paycheck. Then you can say you're underpaid. You don't know what the real world is like. Others sympathize with him, and one person said they watch YouTube more than traditional media. I watch YouTube more than I do TV shows or movies. Y'all are my celebrities. Y'all keep doing you. Eventually, they'll learn not to underestimate you. Still so sad when some YouTubers don't get the actual coin and recognition they actually deserve for the hard work they put into their job. Honestly, these lists piss me off beyond belief. Traditional media loves to undermine YouTubers, anyone who is popular in digital media, when a lot of them are actually doing better than some traditional stars. According to a report by Fortune, nearly 97% of YouTubers won't make enough money from advertising to crack the US poverty line. The report revealed that breaking into the top 3% of the most viewed channels could bring an advertising revenue of about $16,800 a year. That amount isn't far off from the US federal poverty line of $12,490 for a single person. Alice Marwick, an assistant professor of communication at the University of North Carolina, said that if someone is a regular on a network TV show, they could get a good amount of money. And if someone has 500,000 followers on YouTube, they could still be working at Starbucks. Research shows that the top 1% of creators receive between 2.2 million and 42 million views per month, and that they often earn side money through sponsorships or other deals. So even if a creator has a high subscriber and view count, that doesn't really tell the whole story about how much or how little they're making. Success doesn't happen overnight, even for some of today's biggest YouTube stars. Nikkie has been creating YouTube videos since she was 14 years old. It took nearly a decade for one of them to go viral, and it still didn't make headlines overnight. It's important to remember that some YouTube stars spend years creating videos before making it big, and often work minimum wage jobs to support themselves before that happens. And even though YouTubers are newer celebrities, they have a lot of power. Research shows that when compared to traditional celebrities, YouTube stars' videos receive 3 times more views, 12 times more comments, and 3 times more actions such as shares and clicks. Whether they're celebrities online or in traditional media, influencers should be paid fairly for their work and their contributions. What do you think about this story? How much do you think Nikkie should have been paid? Let me know in the comments below.